Hillary's over here, grinding back, prepping up the dinghy. Yeah. One of a few projects we've got going on. This is our compressor box back here. It's pretty much finished. It needs one last side of gel coat on it. And then behind us here is coming up with a way to figure out our gel coat. This one didn't work out too well, so I'll probably sand that back and either try it again. And then we've got a couple more on the other side to get to on that as well. And then of course the dinghy project, which Hillary's prepping right now. We're going to do some more epoxy, stick our thickened our 1/2 inch bulkheads on. There's a couple of things we're up to. Today's the first day. It's actually going to get below 90 degrees today. So we're excited. It's still pretty warm for our epoxy, but it's better than 105 that it's been. Yeah.
As you may have seen in last week's episode, our home-built dinghy, our genoa, was in desperate need of some repairs. Built with less than ideal materials and conditions, we were now tackling the project of reinforcing the bulkheads with stronger ply and real epoxy. But before the new bulkheads could be put in place, there was a lot of dirty work to be done.
What are you up to?
So I took the 1x2 supports off the forward half of the bulkhead, and now just grinding down all of that resin and Bondo stuff, because there's a heck of a lot of it on there still.
Look like an alien.
I sound like one.
Hillary's back there in her special grinding outfit, cleaning up the forward section of our nesting dinghy so that we can strengthen it. So this here is what we're going to add to our bulkhead, because it was 1/4 inch. The 1/4 inch just isn't really thick enough, especially when we put the motor on it and all. Now we've got epoxy. We're going to add a 1/2 inch ply to it as well and really strengthen those bulkheads up.
Friday night tonight, and we've heard a little rumor around the boatyard that means there's a hot dog stand that's up just a couple of blocks from the boatyard and kind of one of the little back neighborhoods here. So everyone's been talking about it all day. I'm really excited. We're gonna go check it out, see what's there. Should be tasty. Excited for some hot dogs. Well, the hot dog stand was not open, but we came into town and we're gonna get some tacos.
What's up?
What happened? Where'd she go?
She's hungry. She's hungry. This is who's going to be helping us out do work today.
It's our cleaning crew we hired.
Yeah.
A typical day in the boatyard here in Guaymas, along with visits from the local four-legged residents, usually involved a trip into town for some sort of supplies.
Okay.
Lucky for us, the local bus, Paraje Fatima, stopped right in front of the boatyard, which was a quick and cheap way back and forth from town, only costing 35 cents. With the existing bulkhead ground back and cleaned up, the next step was to insert the thicker bulkhead, adhered with a layer of epoxy thickened with wood flour. Once clamped and screwed on, we then filleted the corners with more thickened epoxy.
We're gonna head into town right now, check out a parade. We're in town, we're heading into, what is the festival we're heading to?
It's the Festival de la Calaca, which is like the Mexican skulls for Day of the Dead.
Yeah. Hillary's hobbling along, twisted ankle.
Yep.
No work today, leg up.
Bummer, I was getting going good on that project.
Here we are, the Festival de la Calaca?
De la Calaca.
Yeah. Check it out.
Dia de los Muertos, or Day of the Dead, is quite a big holiday in Mexico, with celebrations stretched for weeks ahead of the actual day. We were excited to be part of the local festivities and take in all of the art, costumes, and performances. The holiday is meant to be a celebration of life, heritage, and remembrance.
Bravo, bravo. A ver, apláudanle para que se anime Camila. Vamos, Camila.
Hot dog
Street
time.
food in Mexico, right?
Yeah.
Vamos a brindar más fuerte el aplauso, excelente participación de las niñas de la Academia Rock Dance, quien también han tenido su participación en este Festival de la Calaca en su edición 15. Fuerte el aplauso para Estudio 17.
Hillary's getting us horchata to drink, yeah?
Yeah.
And then we're gonna come over here and we're gonna get some corn on a stick, which is just delicious. It's like corn, butter, sour cream, I mean, really healthy. We're waiting for some corn.
Some delicious corn, yeah. Crunchy, isn't it?
Back to our work in the yard. We continued to make progress on the dinghy, In addition to thickening the transom, we decided to add in a couple of permanent seats to replace the falling apart foam we had there previously. In addition to providing a more solid flotation chamber to sit on, these new seats would also act to strengthen like a knee between the transom and the hull.
A couple of days ago, I started on another project where we need to do some touch-ups to our woodwork and varnish in here. Decided we didn't want to do anything too major, like stripping it all back and redoing it. We just want to do some kind of preventative maintenance so it doesn't get worse in the areas that have chips and whatnot, and then we'll redo it all at some point in the future. Kind of got put on hold yesterday when I hurt my foot, but I'm gonna go back down and check out, got all of our cupboard doors and drawers out, and do the final coat on those.
With lots of practice recently on both the dinghy and on Varuna's gel coat repairs, I was finally able to figure out a good technique for applying fiberglass. Applying the correct amount of resin seemed key, wetting it out with not too much or too little, and then coming back to it a few minutes later after it is soaked in well to tap out any of the air bubbles. Believe it or not, sunsets in the boatyard were always quite beautiful, bringing an end to the day's work, along with a much-deserved cerveza and chat with our neighbour. As well as some time for Hillary to spend with our favourite little pup, whom she's always trying to adopt.
Today is Dia los Muertos, is that how I say it?
Dia de los Muertos.
Dia de los Muertos. So it's the November 2nd, and it's the day when all the families go and just kind of hang out at the cemeteries.
Yeah.
It's a real nice kind of family gathering. They just like got seats there, they got like umbrellas up.
Yeah, we took the bus by and it was like everyone was just kind of camped out, hanging out, having a good time.
Having a beer and just kind of celebrating their loved ones. It's kind of a nice way to think of a cemetery.
Mm-hmm, it is. One of the projects that has been on our to-do list for a while now is doing some stitching on our sails. Some stitching on the UV cover of both the Genoa and the staysail, And then I also need to do a little repair on the leech of the main and fix a batten pocket on our lazy jacks. So a few things, decided to get to work on those today. Took the Genoa down to start with that and do the stitching on the UV cover. Kind of struggling with the machine today. The stitches are really good, the tension for the stitches is really good, but it keeps wearing through the thread, keeps breaking. It keeps kind of, well, these little, so the thread keeps kind of getting bunched up and then eventually breaks, and I can't figure out why it's doing it, but it's making it really hard to sew. So figure out that problem, but yeah, just trying to redo some of the old stitching on the UV cover of the Genoa. Had a bit of a problem with the machine today. It's always kind of been a bit finicky. It's old, but it does work good once you get it going. I think I'm gonna call it quits for today and start it again tomorrow.
What do you see tonight?
It's a nice bright full moon coming up over the hill over there.
Accomplished the sails today?
No, we started on the sails.
After finishing the toughest, thickest areas the day before, Hillary had much better luck on day 2. Coming to the conclusion that the seams along the edge were just too thick for our machine, as she finished the remainder of the thinner areas without a problem.
Guys, that's all for this time. Thanks very much for watching, eh?
Yeah, don't forget to give us a thumbs up, leave a comment down below, and subscribe.
Until next time, see you later.
Adios.
The guy over here? This guy? I was really excited to come in and found that my mum actually has a statue here. It's like my mum, it's not me. Well, maybe not. It's... Okay.
What's up? What's going on? Hi. Hello. You are covered in seeds.
Very blue right now. Very blue, yeah.